Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Nurdiana binti Muhammad Isa. My matric number is D19A0472. So I would like to start with introduction. Malaysia is a country in Southeast Asia. The federal constitutional monarchy consists of 13 states and 3 federal territories. This country has multi-ethnic and multicultural. The economy of Malaysia is 4th largest in Southeast Asia. It is also the 36th largest economy in the world. According to Global Competitive Report 2019, Malaysia economy is ranked 27 most competitive in the world.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Fazlin binti Abdul Karim. My matric number is A19A0475. I would like to explain about the economic activities that Malaysia contribute to their economic growth. First is export activity. Malaysia today is one of the biggest exporters of semiconductors and electronic goods and devices. Rubber, including items made from rubber, was the fastest grower among the export categories. Malaysia sells more tropical logs and salt, tropical timber abroad than any other country, and is one of the biggest exporters of hardwood. Second is agriculture, foresting, and fishing. These sectors employ roughly 10% of the Malaysian labor force and account for about 8% of country GDP. Malaysia has a relatively strong agricultural research capability, especially in the oil palm sector, and the extension system is effective. Also, fisheries is the enterprise of raising or harvesting fish and other aquatic life. Third is tourism. Tourism is the third biggest contributor to Malaysia GDP. The tourism industry in Southeast Asia had significant in recent years and had experienced significant growth, and Malaysia was keen to capitalize on this trend.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Siti Nohatika binti Syed Salim. Matric number is A19A0873. Now, I present about impact of COVID-19 to the economic growth. We all know that COVID-19 already gives some impact of our economic growth, especially in demand and supply. Everybody know that when in COVID-19, people must work from home. That gives some impact of the production to supply the goods. When the production in the goods was decreased, it means the price of the goods will increase, so that it can make people will not to buy the goods and it become the inflation. When some people must work from home, some companies does not get the highest demand of the products that they produce, and it was unable to company pay the salary of their workers, and they will get fired, and because of people does get the highest salary, and it will become the unemployment that will increase in the country, and it also gives some impact of the COVID-19. So here the graph that we know in COVID-19, the economy in Malaysia was in the trough. Altitude pointly show that the lowest point of business cycle because of the economic activity and negative economic growth rate. This present situation indicates that the business is producing at lowest capacity and the economy is at higher unemployment rate. The true process may be either short-lived or long-lived. I think that's all from me. Thank you.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Nabila Ashkin Zulkifli, matric number A19A1161. So I'm going to explain about the impact of COVID-19 to unemployment. The first one is lower sales and economic activities, requesting the private sector to reduce their financial obligation by firing the employees or not paying their salary. The second one is the current situation required different skills to work within the pandemic era, requesting the companies selected skillful employee to remain and fired the average skilled employee. The employment rate rose by 0.1 percentage point to 4.9% in January 2021 as against the previous month, recording the number of unemployment person augmented by 1.3%. or an additional of 9.7 thousand person to 782.5 thousand person compared to December 2020, which were 772.9 thousand person. The continuous increase in the number of unemployment person was partly due to the review of business strategy in tourism-related industry. Next, the type of unemployment that Malaysia face is cyclical unemployment, which caused by decrease in aggregate demand due to changes in business cycle. Lastly, when Malaysia's economy is under recession, the demand of products decreases and therefore the demand of workers also decrease. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Muhammad Firdaus Helmi bin Shafi and my number matric is A19A0343. Today, I would like to present about the impact of COVID-19 and inflation rate in Malaysia. Next is gross domestic product. Inflation rate in GDP was decreased in 5.6% and will continue to 4.5% in 2020. It is because construction, mining and service sector recorded the large decline of 19.4%, 10% and 5.5%. In 2021, Malaysia estimates that GDP will experience an economic recovery after the launch of the vaccine. BNM expects that economic growth into 2021 will be between 6.5% to 7.5%. Consumer Price Index (CPI) was deflation for 11 straight months. The CPI inflation rate declined between negative 0.2% year-on-year to negative 2.9%. Before declining gradually from negative 1.9% to negative 1.4% in June to December. This brings year-over-year CPI down an average of 1.2% in 2020. But in 2021, the inflation rate CPI is higher between 1.5% to 2.5% to increase the economic recovery in Malaysia Consumer Price Index in a state of inflation. The last one is Producer Price Index. The inflation rate of the PPI was increased to 3.5% in 2019, and in 2020 the inflation rate of PPI was decreased by 3%. Decline was due to mining, electricity and gas supply and manufacturing. But in 2021 the inflation rate of the PPI recorded an increase of around 6.7% as a result of experienced economic growth during the COVID-19 pandemic outbreak.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Nur Helmi bin Rashid. My matric number is A19A0363. Agriculture, food production and distribution are disrupted due to limited supply of raw material and inputs. 2. Labor shortage and market access barrier in the global supply and export chain, as well as declining built demand from the hospitality and tourism sector. Third, food price increase due to unpredictable market and consumer chains. Fourth, result in loss of income as well as increased post-harvest loss and food waste. Will consumer face difficulties in accessing sufficient food to meet their daily diet? Tourism. First, put the entire tourism industry to a standstill as government and other members around the world took the initiative to curb the spread of the COVID-19 pandemic by closing borders. 2. Result in job loss and substantial loss of income. 3. Tourism arrival to Malaysia decreased by 78.6% to 4.29 million from 20.1 million in the previous corresponding period. 4th, tourism receipt, the third largest revenue contributor in the country, decreased by 80.9% to RM 12.6 billion from RM 66.1 billion in 2008, the same period previously.
Assalamualaikum. My name Muhammad Taufik bin Rosli, A19A0380. Next is economy policy implementation. During the pandemic, Malaysia was intervention through fiscal policy and monetary policy is important to mitigate the impact. Fiscal policy is government policy on the change in government spending and tax that intend to achieve macroeconomic objectives such as high employment, price stability, and high rate of economic growth. Government takes action on fiscal policy, which is expansionary fiscal, on increased government spending to influence the economic performance. The government focus on implementing a strategy through the several economic stimulus package and recovery plan. For example, package rancangan ekonomi PRE, package rancangan ekonomi prihatin rakyat, prihatin Pelan Jana Semula Ekonomi Negara, Penjana dan Bantuan Prihatin Nasional BPN. The government also introduced the 215 billion Prihatin package, including direct fiscal injection of 25 billion, which focus on providing immediate support. Next is monetary policy. Malaysia with monetary policy in 2020 will focus on providing support to domestic economic growth in environment to control the price. Monetary policy that implemented by Bank Negara Malaysia was quantitative. The central bank will lower the overnight policy rate OPR, then the interest rate and interbank commercial loan will decrease. It's also the process of credit creation increase and the money supply increase.
Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Nardana binti Muhammad Isa. My metric number is A19A0472. So I would like to give a conclusion about our topic. So Malaysia has one of the world's most open economies with a trade of GDP ratio that has coverage more than 130% since 2010. However, the COVID-19 pandemic had a major economic impact on Malaysia. The government approach to focus on B40, for example, a lot of economic incentives such as economic stimulus package, Prihatin package, additional Prihatin package, National Economic Recovery Plan, and Prihatin worth 20 billion, 230 billion, 10 billion, 35 billion, and 10 billion respectively to weather the impact of COVID-19. So, how government help this sector of economy? As a shock of COVID-19 pandemic, government has reduced exported crude. Government also depleted fiscal room, restricted public investment expansion. Government also maintained private sector's activity because incremental growth will be depend less on factor accumulation and move on raising productivity to sustain potential growth.